people data? To answer this question, one of the reasons first is that we are in a period of the year when this internal chatter, this inner chatter is even more active, more intense for understandable reasons, but also because we cannot escape this conversation, we cannot escape this dialogue. It is acknowledged by the developmental specialists that while we're growing as children, we're developing our speaking, communication abilities, we do it through this internal conversation. Maybe you have heard children talk to themselves while they're playing. We also do it in our mind silently. So this conversation exists, and sometimes it blocks us from stepping forward, from moving forward, from taking action, because we talk to ourselves stuff that is not always pleasant, that is not always supportive. And I discovered through my work as a clarity and confidence coach that when we get to understand ourselves better, when we get to know who we are, and when we start acknowledging the processes that are taking place in us, even without intending to change them, just by the mere acknowledgement of what is happening, we already are in a better place, and we learn what could be our next step. We receive more clarity. So I hope this answered your question, Eva. And again, I'm opening this invitation to you. If you have any questions, please share them below in a comment below the video. If we don't answer them now, we will come back and we will respond to each and every one. Yeah.
We have people watching us, but not question right now.
Okay.
How can be more confident?
How
in
can
taking yourself?
So how can we be more confident? That's a very big question, and there are many ways to achieve confidence. And the great thing is that there are many approaches that, as we say, many roads lead to Rome. And it is important first to find for ourselves what is the technique, what is the discipline, what is the method, what are the tools that work particularly for us. But in general, what I find important is this self-study, self-understanding, self-acceptance, and it's a whole process that I developed into a system, the show-up system, that takes people on a journey from learning, reflecting on who they are, understanding who they are, start accepting who they are at the moment exactly as they are, and little by little start peeling off layer after layer to see what is under these results, under the things that we say visible, to get to the core of who we are. And then when we know who we are, when we accept that our life is a combination of so many factors, and we are not victims to the circumstances, we are not, we are not passive players in the game of our life, and we have power to change small things. Then exponentially this leads to big changes in the visible outcomes. Then we start feeling more empowered, and then we start feeling more confident in stepping out, stepping forward, and start implementing small changes, small steps at a time, easy steps at a time. So this leads to feeling successful with taking the small steps, achieving micro results that give us the certainty that, oh, I can do it, I can move forward, I can be successful. So then I feel more empowered, and I feel more inspired and motivated to make the next step. And then we wake up one day and we feel feel better. We feel that we love ourselves more. And this brings us the feeling of confidence, the sense of confidence.
Wow. Step by step, small steps every day. What about your everyday habits?
What about my everyday habits? As I said, it is important to be taking small steps. And this is particularly important when we realize that we need to make changes and we start changing our habits. Our habits don't get changed by jumping straight into turning our life upside down and start doing exactly the opposite of what we have been doing. But our life gets changed gradually by practicing these tiny habits. And maybe they're not tiny, let me check this word. No, they're not tiny, they look simple, but in fact when you bring them together, they actually become the backbone of the structure of our activities throughout the day. So something that is very important for me is to be listening to my body. I listen to my energy, I listen to how I feel, and I regularly check throughout the day, how am I feeling? Another thing that is very important for me, very physical, is to always stay hydrated. In the summer, I drink about 4-5 liters. Can you believe that? In the winter, it's a bit harder because I need to make sure that the water is warm so it doesn't give shock to my stomach. So it takes extra effort, but I have always water around me and I drink a lot, especially when I'm hosting online sessions with clients or events, or participate in events like that. I drink a lot of water because I think it stimulates the energy that is moving inside of me. So very important habit, drinking water. Another very important habit, checking on my energy, how I feel. Do I relate to the things that I'm doing? And something very important is that I give myself permission to not force myself into doing stuff against my physical needs or against my emotional needs. And here I can open and talk a lot about our needs, about acknowledging our needs and choosing to honor our needs, because we grow up. I can talk about our society here, and maybe we can find that in many other cultures, but I remember being taught that it is important to be taking care of other people. It is important to be doing things to be liked, to be accepted by others. And this may lead to us forgetting about what is it that I like, what is it that truly matters to me. And I have heard even from little children. I remember a buddy of my younger son, who is 10 years old now. One boy came home and asked me, Iskra, do I like this food? And I said, I don't know. Check whether it feels good in your tummy. Check whether it tastes nice in your mouth. And I'm sure that you will know the answer. So the habit of checking whether the things that we do are aligned with us and to give ourselves permission to not do it. Yeah.
How take care about your body?
How to take care about my body? Physical movement is important, and I prefer this type of movement, like more meditational, like Tai Chi. I have been practicing Tai Chi since, I think, 1997. Before that, I was practicing Qigong for about 2 years. And I cannot do this hard cardio stuff. I cannot do running. It doesn't feel good to me, and I'm okay with that. So long walks in nature. When I live in my village house, I am surrounded by nature. Here in town, we have waterfalls just nearby. We have several parks around. So connecting with nature, this is a very important habit, and it's a way to take care of my energy, of my body. Breathing exercises, this is something that I find very useful and very healing, and I have several favorite ways to do that. I love block breathing, I love soma breathing, and I even have several guided processes, guided breathing exercises that I do with and for my clients. And what else? Also looking at the balances in our body. Maybe we can use the approaches from Ayurveda, balance the doshas or balance the chakras. I like to do breathing and balancing of my chakras, and this is something that is I've been doing again for at least 15 years or more. Even I think I shared with you yesterday, or maybe not, that while I was pregnant with my younger son, I was doing literally daily from the first day I learned that I'm pregnant until the last day, balancing through the chakras. So I think this maybe contributed also to his sensitivity and his sense of feeling his energy and balancing his energy. So yeah, there are so many things, as I said before, but my favorite ones are working with the body, and I actually practice somatic coaching. I use a lot of tools of working with the body with my clients, and I apply them to myself as if I'm a client of mine. Breathing, balancing. If I feel I need to rest, I cancel my meetings unless they are important client sessions. I take rest. Sometimes I take nap in the middle of the day or at 11 o'clock. If I get up at 5 and by 11 I feel tired, I take a nap at 11 before lunch. And being very gentle with me. This is a very important thing. It's not a particular habit, but it's a general attitude that I think is important for us to cultivate.
Yes, it's very important. I love massages and moving and dancing. Oh, is so beautiful.
Yeah, dancing is amazing. This is such a beautiful practice, very powerful. And I remember there were times when I would be the first one to open the dance floor when we would go out at a club with friends, and would be the last one to close it in the morning when we were getting kicked out. Then we would continue dancing on the streets of Sofia. So yeah, now that you mentioned dancing, I remember these experiences. Plus, there are also very powerful dancing meditations that I love to do, especially during the in-person retreats when I'm working with women to awaken their female energy or to balance their energy. It's beautiful to be able to do practices that are both empowering, balancing, but bringing us joy. I think that looking at joy as an important factor for us and integrating it in our daily life very consciously is something that we all need to do.
What about self-doubt? How to stop self-doubt?
Self-doubt is something that we can never escape from. I think until we live, we will be having these moments of feeling expanding, feeling successful, feeling winners in everything we do. And then there will be a moment when we feel doubt, when we feel low, when we're saying, oh, you're not good enough, or you are not successful, you didn't manage to finish all your tasks, you are not the best mother you could be, there is so much potential in you. Like here, we can hear the words of this inner critic, one of the dialogues or type of dialogues that we hear in our head. And there are so many reasons for listening, for hearing this critical voice. They can come through the voices of our parents or siblings or friends from childhood or from the environment, and we might have adopted them. They might come as a protective mechanism for pushing us forward. And this is what I extensively cover in my new process, Befriend Your Inner Critic, during the 5-day retreat that is starting this Friday. I'm going to run it for second time. So if you are curious about exploring what you can do with the doubts that your inner critic is telling you, something that is stopping you from living more happy, even if you're successful, even if you are happy, even if you are joyful in general, working with this doubts that inevitably come will make you feel even more connected with yourself and with your loved ones. But I will share this information later after we finish the masterclass today. So the doubts are going to be coming and going, and there is something that we can that will make us feel more empowered is first to accept the fact that doubts will be coming and not try to eliminate them once and for all. So accepting that we will be going through moments of ups and downs. We will be going through the energies of yin and yang, of expansion and contraction. This is part of life. This is how the sinusoid of our heartbeat looks like. We are up, feeling expanded, feeling high, feeling beautiful, successful, happy, ready to conquer the world. And then we're low and we're down. Our energy is shrinking. Our self-esteem is not as high as it used to be. And then again, we will go up and then we will go down. And the moment we acknowledge that, when we recognize it and we say, yeah, this is part of life, I'm going through this challenge, but I know that there will be a moment soon that again, I will be up, then we are more empowered or enabled to take on this challenge and make, as we said before, the little step forward so that we can initiate change. And by saying that we accept that we're going through ups and downs, doesn't mean that we have to let it be and not make efforts to learn tools, to acquire new skills, to feel better. The secret is to acknowledge the things that are happening, and without criticizing ourselves, to say, okay, I recognize this is going on. I see that here I could handle it better. So next time I'm not falling so deep, and I go out and I search for help, I search for tools. I hire a mentor or a coach or therapist to support me so that I can get on another level. And
can you tell us a small steps for your practice to feel how to can stop this inner voice?
Yes, I can tell. And actually, I shared it with someone today. We had a very beautiful, very empowering conversation with a lady who participated in the previous edition of the of this 5-day retreat. I told her how to drop, or how to stop, if we can say, stop the mind and connect with the body, something that the people who are very busy with mental work, even people who are doing this deep inner exploration, because we want to understand ourselves better, we tend to be very active with this mental process. We're exploring, we're journaling, we're writing down, we're checking what psychologists are saying, what therapists are saying, we're following the prescriptions of our coaches and mentors, and this keeps our head buzzing, and there is so much to be done. And it's good to make the choice to have a stop, to press a pause, and to connect with ourselves. And it seems as if we're stopping the mind, but in fact, what we are doing is we're giving the mind different type of tasks. So the mind is not busy in these busy mental processes. I mean, the mind is still busy, but with stuff that is of different essence. So what is very helpful is, and this is what I shared today with this amazing lady, is to create time, maybe 15 minutes, and to engage with all sensory experiences. So I'm sharing this with our audience, and please type below 1 if this resonates with you, and 2 if you find it hard for yourself. Imagine that you have these 15 minutes, you get out for a walk, and what you do is you say, now I'm going to do some work. And the mind will be happy because the mind likes to do work. And we tell the mind, now I'm going to look at the sky and see and enjoy fully the color. I see there are so many shades of blue. I see there are so many shades of gray in the clouds. Then we check the trees and we see, okay, there are these colors of brown and gray. There are so many branches or thick branches or thin branches. So this is how we engage our vision. Then we can continue engaging our hearing. What is it that I hear? What do I hear very close to me? Still walking in the park or even on the streets in your busy city. What is it that I'm hearing close to me? What is it that I'm hearing further? This is engaging the auditory sensory experiences. Then while I'm walking, what do I sense? I sense the warmth or the coolness of the air. I sense the humidity. I sense that I'm feeling cold. I sense that my energy, body energy starts warming up because I'm walking too fast or too slow. And speaking about how slow or fast we're walking, let's see, am I walking slow? Am I walking fast? So without noticing, you will see that there are 5-10 minutes past. Your mind has been busy doing this work, this task that you gave him or her, depending how you see your mind. And then you realize that you feel more rested, you feel more calm, you feel more peaceful, because for this period of engaging with your sensory experiences, you were not busy with your worries about your job, about money, about the family, about what are you to cook, about the vacation, that the holidays you have to plan for the winters, about the shopping for gifts, something that really brings lots of pressure for some of us. And people say that the winter holidays are a beautiful time to connect with loved ones, but also they're very busy and emotionally loaded, and sometimes not pleasantly loaded times. So I think that now is the time to prevent the overwhelm, prevent the stress, prevent the anxiety that comes with the stress, and start working on cultivating some certainly helpful habits to cope with stress, to manage this very busy internal conversation that is constantly going on.
Yes. Thank you so much. Tell us about your program Show Up.
Thank you so much for asking. Show Up is my child of passion. It's a program that kind of was birthed together with my first clients who joined me. And Show Up, the word speaks, the title speaks for itself, is about helping people to start showing up, and not necessarily in their professional expression, even though most of the people who are joining my program are in a transition from their expert professional career, where they're already successful and established, and now have chosen to start following the calling of their heart and start bringing more light, more love, more healing into the world, doing something of purpose. So this change of identity could be really shocking, could be really challenging, as it happened with me. I am a film producer who transitioned into coaching. So imagine film producer with the successful stories, with the name, interviews, publications, etc., and starting as a coach without any experience. This was a huge identity crisis. So I'm supporting people who are into that period, or people who who know that they could be more connected with themselves, feel more happy, even though from the outside they look successful, they feel successful on moments, but they need to feel more connected with their truth, with who they are, to be more connected with the people they love. So this process takes them from the point of acknowledging what is going on in their life right now as it is, understanding, as I said before, that they're not victims of something, so they're not to blame themselves or they're not to blame anybody else, coming into the space of total acceptance of who they are, the way they are, and from there choosing, under my guidance and in a small group, a very intimate group of people who are on the same journey, feeling supported in this safe space, feeling seen and heard, to start building up again the life that they desire by working with their identity, working with their system of core values, working with their needs, working with setting boundaries, working with expressing themselves in an empathic way, working on acknowledging and building their sense of worth, self-worth, and also opening up their abundance mindset. And here I'm very grateful that I have the tools of the Sacred Money Archetype system, plus some energy psychology tools that I'm using to open this mindset and to open doors to more possibilities and more joy. So this is, I mean, I briefly describe it without stopping on every module, because this is not the purpose of our conversation today, but the show up system takes you from the space where you are into the space where you desire to be. And there are many tools, practical tools, that you can use beyond the duration of this journey, which is a 6-month journey. A shorter journey would not give lasting results, would not give the support so that this change, this transformation is sustainable.
You are stopped to be producer and start to be coach.
Yes.
Yeah. Take this decision.
It's a big decision, but as I said, I was following my heart. I have been on this journey of self-exploration, of self-transformation, or actually creating myself since 1994. And it started kind of by accident, but I believe that there are no accidents in our life, and things happen synchronistically. Our teachers appear to us when we're ready, as the saying says. The challenges in our lives are things to learn from. So I was very ill in 1994, if I'm not mistaken, because it's been so long ago, and I discovered meditation, the healing power of meditation, kind of by accident, not knowing that I was meditating. And this awakened my interest, my curiosity in these alternative tools, because back then I didn't have access to books, to theories, to information about the power of our mind. Back then, I was kind of very practical student of computer science, and very logical, even though I thought I was connected with myself. And this health challenge opened up doors to me, and I started exploring Qigong, martial arts. Later, I started doing more researches into spirituality until I found amazing systems for deeper conscious work on soul level or exploration in 2009. And ever since this moment, I'm constantly growing, and eventually I made the choice to totally step out of this busy life with external expression more, because I've been working in strategic advertising before film producing, and I find more meaning, and I feel more connected with my purpose, supporting people to transform themselves. And these people, I'm very picky about them. They're people who also feel their own mission to support other people. So they are visionaries, they're humanitarian leaders, writers, coaches, therapists, even business leaders who have their heart in their business and feel that they have a mission to bring more good into our world.
Are you follow the magic?
I think our life is magical. Like everything that happens to us is magical. So I like to remember the moments when I was a little kid and I would get out of home on the way to kindergarten or school, and I would look at the world, at the sky, at the trees, as if, not as if, I remember that it was magical to me. Every morning, every day, it was so colorful, it was so dense, it was so vibrant, so alive. So this magic I see now around me too, and especially when I am trying to see the world through the eyes of my little son.
What about the faith?
What about
Faith.
faith? I would rather talk about trust. I like to talk about trust because I believe trust is something that makes us feel more safe. It's trust in ourselves. It's trust that universe has our back. It's trust that things will be okay regardless of the challenges that we're moving through. It's trust that there are people there who have the capacity to love us and we have the capacity to love them. And even at the moment we're not surrounded by loving people or by our soul family members, there are other people beyond that we can connect with. It's also the trust in my body, as I said in the beginning, trusting the messages of my body, trusting my energy, and it takes time to learn that. So to someone who is not familiar with that, I would suggest to take small steps, to seek guidance by someone, to start working with someone who's experienced, because as I said before, it takes a long process of transformation, gradual transformation. And then we can already, after having this experience, after going through different experiences, different events, we can learn to start trusting. And not always, like there are moments also when I'm doubting, but in a different way, what are the messages that I'm receiving? Because I like to do muscle testing or connecting with my subconsciousness. And sometimes I receive a positive answer and I know that this is not true. So then I check again in a different way so that I'm certain that this is the right thing for me to do now. And if I don't have a certain result, then maybe I have to stop, take a pause and not rush myself. So trust is a big thing for me.
Yes. If we start the trust in everything, we stop stress.
Yes, or we learn how to handle stress. Yeah, with this sense, yeah, we can interrupt the process. We can support ourselves when we are feeling stress, or we can prevent stress. So there are many ways to approach stress at different levels, and I think it's very important to prevent it rather than waiting till the critical moment.
Yes.
Then be in proper crisis and then
be friend, be
love ourselves.
Lover. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Iskra, tell us about your program to befriend with your inner voice.
I'm so excited about it. because this is the newest thing that I created. And I first will tell how it evolved, because it's so funny. Yesterday, I was sharing with someone who told me, Iskra, I want to create programs like you next year. And I start working on it. And I shared with this amazing lady, and I'm really looking forward to see what program she will create. I told her, it sounds like a joke how this program evolved, and it evolved literally. So first it started with a Facebook video post. One day I felt inspired. I came live and I shared with my audience. I think it was 2 years ago about this time. I said, okay, for you, in order to prevent the stress or reduce the stress, get in touch with this inner critic, and this is how you can handle it, and this is how you can stop this damaging impact. So I did this very short video. I think it was 3-4 minutes. Then I listened to it and said, there is something here. Let me create a longer post with more detailed instructions, and let me add the things that they were missing. So then I created a post and people started commenting. Then said, okay, this looks like a proper practice. Let me create a workbook on it. So I created a workbook, and then I started sharing it with people, and I started receiving feedbacks. And recently I felt that my clients in the Showing Up Incubator, they needed this process. So I thought, okay, let me translate it, let me transform it into an easy practice to follow over 5 days to achieve deep transformation without doing too much work, being guided, being in a small community with other people who have the same intention to work with the doubts, with the inner chatter, with the self-judgment that is so detrimental. And in October, I launched it as a 5-day online retreat with 30 minutes a day only training from me, with very practical, short action tasks to be taken daily. And by taking daily this step, getting into action, this encouraged people to become more active, to get out of their comfort zone. Some of them, this is what I've been receiving as feedback. And at the end of these 5 days, some of the people said that they have experienced shifts and transformation they have never had before. And I'm going to be sharing this soon, because today I had a very long conversation with someone who participated. It was so eye-opening to me to hear back what is it that is possible to achieve in just 5 days in this short training and practice, which also includes not only speaking from myself, not only me speaking, but also guiding meditations, guiding people through process, working, connecting with the body, self-reflection. So it's very powerful, but it's very short, 30 minutes a day in a small group, when people share, exchange opinions, and see that, oh, I've been feeling that, but I had no words. Now I hear it, someone else says it, and I can recognize it. So it works for me. So it's kind of being coached, being guided, self-coaching, and also being coached by the group of other people. This is a very, very empowering combination that is a guarantee for me for succeeding in this type of inner work. And this is also what works for me. That's why I love to take part in the intensives that my spiritual teachers are organizing a couple of times a year. That's why I love to work with my coaches, with my energy mentors, because I feel supported, because I personally feel seen, I feel heard. And this is also what I'm offering to my clients.
The people who watch live now can tell question.
If they have questions, they can send me a message, whether in general about the practices and the tools that I'm speaking about, or about the retreat. The retreat starts on Friday, and I know I had a question, is this retreat, are the sessions going to be accessible to people from different parts of the world? Absolutely. I'm going to be hosting the 30-minute sessions in the afternoon European time, but there will be a live Q&A in the morning European time, which is going to serve the territories in New Zealand or Australia. The people from America, they will be able to join the main training sessions. And for the people who choose the VIP option, the VIP upgrade, they will have the chance to be live with me on Zoom behind closed doors for hot seat coaching, looking at their personal particular challenges. So I think this is something that shouldn't be missed, because I personally find lots of value in the personal connection, not in watching the training, which is also powerful and people can watch the replays and do their tasks, but also being together with the other VIP participants in the VIP lounge and having their personal issues or addressed or questions answered. I think this is the biggest value from this type of processes.
I will put in the comment in the group the energy entrepreneurs and the page, my page Successful Start, your link.
Yes, I will
to
share
your profile, and people can send you what they need.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. They can message me. They can send me a question. I will share the link to the program.
If you have people watching all videos, can gift for them.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
People who watch
us now.
Video, yes, in live.
Yes, and people can connect with me. They can ask me any questions, and I'm happy to respond to them.
A small gift.
It depends what they need. I don't give general gifts because I cannot serve everyone. I can serve people who resonate with my methods. So I prefer to have conversations. I can give them something to motivate them in one step or another. I have lots of tools, as I said. So I'm very happy to share with your...
Put in the comment, I am watching you. I am watching you. I want gift right now.
Yes, they can share success. The word success is a beautiful word. So maybe if the people who share the word success right now, then we will get in touch and we will have a very short conversation on Messenger. We don't need to jump on a live call, so that I understand what is that you need. I have recorded meditations, I have journals, I have workbooks, so then I will know what to send you. Something that is really going to help you, and it's not a general gift that you can receive without without being able to apply it. Yeah,
I understand you. Thank you so much. You was so helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eve.
Thank you. And we continue to help people to be happy.
Absolutely.
And be yourself.
Exactly. I'm so grateful for the invitation. I'm so grateful for being able to share about these very powerful and empowering methods that I know they have helped me. They're helping my clients. They're helping some of
I prefer every people to connect with you and be in your program.
And be in my space.
I invite, yes.
For some people, the time is not right. For some people, priorities are different, but I would really love for you to taste it and see how it works for you, because for the people for whom this is the right time to start making gentle changes, to start feeling better, to start feeling more freedom, as you said, to be themselves, to be more authentic. This is not easy to be done, and I speak from first-hand experience, and doing it in a supportive community with guidance is something that accelerates the process, so you can achieve the changes faster with deeper, and it can have even financial impact, like it will spare you time that you would invest in different programs, courses that may take a lot, and there are missed opportunities. So if you're curious, let's have a conversation about it.
You and your community will help them. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Evan. Thank you everyone who watched us. I will go and check the comments.
Thank you. Check in the link and tell question the Iskra Petrova in the comment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Much love to everyone. Bye. Bye.
Bye.